Get it wrong on the railway, and if you're around to tell the tale, you'll most likely meet an inquiring mind from the National Investigations Team. Right across the UK, they've seen it all, finding out why accidents happen and what can be done about them. Deaths, injuries and close calls will be their work every year. But if you get the chance to talk to them in between their challenging assignments, you'll discover there's a remarkably simple way of lightening their workload. In over 90% of the incidents they investigate, poor person-to-person communications play a part. That means if everyone during their working lives communicated in the way they've been trained, accidents would be greatly reduced. Easy to say, of course.
Even the smallest word, the slightest misunderstanding, can start off a chain of events that can then lead to a catastrophic incident occurring. We found that from listening to the voice tapes, one small word out of place, one lack of clarity, you can see the snowball effect that that has.
And even more useful is the simple but potentially life-saving observation that any conversation which starts professionally usually continues that way, bringing with it a raft of safety benefits. So why is it that we often communicate with each other at work in ways that can be misunderstood? We've found there are three main reasons. The first is that we often get away with it, and many of us don't see the need to learn new skills and change the way we speak, either face-to-face or on the phone. But that's like using your mobile when you're driving. Yes, chances are you'll get away with it, but the risk of an accident goes up enormously, sometimes with awful consequences. The second reason people don't apply the communications rules is that they think they don't have to, and therefore suffer from lack of practice. This, of course, is a vicious circle. The less you use the right communication skills, the less you feel able to.
Isn't that on the up slow? Whiskey Oscar, Tango Juliet.
And the final reason is peer pressure. If someone takes the mickey when you do use the right protocols, you're less likely to try next time. But no professional will criticise another for communicating properly.
What's this in aid of?
That's a whiskey for Oscar and a tango for Juliet. You not get one in for Charlie?
There's a number of reasons why people don't apply rules as they should, and we're currently trying to understand these. What we need to do is to make sure people's communications are accurate, brief and clear. To do this, we need to change people's attitudes and perceptions of communications to ensure they're safe at all times.
So, as a start, we've launched our Be First campaign. Being first is about recognising what investigators have seen others learn the hard way. That if a conversation starts professionally, it will usually continue that way. And, inevitably, those with lead responsibility will have a huge influence on how the exchange goes.
This is the driver of 6 Papa 30.
But whoever we are, if each of us decides to be first and use the right protocols in safety-critical communications, mistakes and misunderstandings will reduce. Identify yourself and your location. Be clear about the purpose of your call, and then confirm understanding. By using these techniques more often, we'll become familiar and comfortable with the professional way to communicate. And those who don't will be the minority. So, are we flogging a dead horse?
Yeah, good evening, driver 2 Tango 33, Widham Workstation, Signalman.
We don't think so. Culture takes time to change, but it's not impossible.
It is difficult. I think the solution to that is that we provide people with the skills, we provide them with the training, so that they can feel confident to use the protocols in the rulebook, and also give them the confidence that the other people that they're speaking to on the telephone and on the radio are also taking it seriously and are also wanting to use the protocols.
Yeah. Thank you, driver 5 Foxtrot 6A.
Everyone on the railway is taught the safe way to communicate, and no one would want it otherwise. So next time you meet someone, be first to speak professionally.
Delta Sierra 105.
When you next use the phone, be first with the right protocol.
Could you read that back to me, please?
And be first to encourage those around you to do the same.
That's right.
After all, you wouldn't want your file to be crossing the investigator's desk because of something you didn't say.
There will always be incidents to investigate, but we hope to have far less in the future, and that can be brought about by safe and professional communication.